Now to the race for the White House, the newly formed Democratic ticket. Vice President Kamala Harris and Governor Tim Walz barnstorming the upper Midwest in this their first full day of campaigning together. One day after debuting the ticket in Philadelphia, Vice President Harris and Governor Walz spoke to crowds in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, and just outside Detroit. Republican vice presidential candidate J.D. Vance is shadowing their moves. Vance, also in Eau Claire, tried to cross paths with Harris and Walz on the tarmac. Democratic running mates continue their blitz through the battlegrounds in the coming days, with Vance not far behind. ABC's Selena Wang checks in from Michigan.
Tonight, the race for the White House in full swing, with both campaigns battling to win the Midwest. Air Force Two and J.D. Vance's campaign plane meeting on the tarmac.
I just wanted to check out my future plane.
Holding dueling rallies in Eau Claire, Wisconsin.
How great it is to be here in Eau Claire, Wisconsin.
Vice President Kamala Harris and her new running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, on the trail for their first full day of campaigning, drawing another huge crowd.
So in the next 90 days, we need you to use your power. We need you to knock on doors. We need you to register folks to vote. We need you to energize and organize and mobilize and make your voices heard.
The campaign saying they've raised $36 million in the 24 hours since Walz has been on the ticket. A new poll out today shows Harris and Donald Trump effectively tied among likely Wisconsin voters. Harris hoping Walz from bordering Minnesota will help them take the state. New rivals, Vance and Walz, both veterans. Vance, who deployed to Iraq in the Marines and did not see any active fighting, going after Walz's military background, accusing him of leaving his unit before it deployed to Iraq and lying about his service, seizing on this moment.
And we can make sure that those weapons of war that I carried in war is the only place where those weapons are at.
He has not spent a day in a combat zone. What bothers me about Tim Walz is the stolen valor garbage. Do not pretend to be something that you're not.
Walz served in the Army National Guard for 24 years and has never claimed to have seen active combat, despite those comments that he carried a gun in war. He retired honorably in 2005 to run for Congress as the crisis in Iraq was growing. The Harris campaign saying in a statement, the governor carried, fired, and trained others to use weapons of war innumerable times. Governor Walz would never insult or undermine any American service to this country. In fact, he thanked Senator Vance for putting his life on the line for our country. It's the American way. Walz hitting right back.
Donald Trump, he sees the world differently than we see it. He has no understanding of service because he's too busy servicing himself. Again and again and again. Again and again and again. This guy weakens our country to strengthen his own hand.
Let's get right to Selena Wang live outside Detroit. Selena, both campaigns in Michigan tonight, there is a keen awareness about just how important these battleground states are.
That's right, Linsey. Harris and Walz, they are racing to win over voters in these critical battleground states, well aware that this election is only 90 days away. And they've had massive crowds at their rallies, and they've been energized and fired up, including here in Michigan. J.D. Vance, on the other hand, he's been following Harris in every state that she's been visiting, but opting to hold smaller campaign events instead of rallies. Linsey?
Selena, for us, thanks so much.